you have hearts that would not allow you to deal with such things, I can always try again. It is of no trouble. No trouble.
No. I think that can be arranged. Ask about the origin of that spell book?
Yes.
Do we need to present the book, or just, make sure to remember the name?
Just the origin of Cesar's spell book. The soul of
Agatha.
of Agatha is very knowledgeable and should have such information.
We can arrange that.
Yes, thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. The home of Agatha is through the tribal trail. When you see the ruins of Conbury, that is the correct direction. There is an old trail in Conbury that should be readily identifiable. That'll lead you to where Agatha is.
Oh, that's convenient. We were just asked to head up that way anyway.
Oh yes. How fortunate.
But
what brings you to Fandalen?
they were guarding a caravan and seemed to have misplaced their employer, so we're having to go find him.
Oh, I'm very sorry for that.
Yes, our employer decided to go ahead of us. And apparently, it was not a wise choice for him.
Yes, that the followers can perhaps do for you to aid you in some way.
Actually, perhaps. Would you or your flock know anything about either the Cragmaws or the Red Brands?
The Red brands are a blight to Fandalen. I don't understand how Lester could allow them to operate as they have been. If I had the power of my own to squash them or drive them out, I would, but I'm only a single person.
Do you know perhaps where they hang out? Or operate?
Me personally, no. However, I remember Alderleaf. No, wait. No, he was talking about. No, not Alderleaf. But the Alderleaf does have their own issues.
Yeah, I spoke to Mr. Alderleaf this morning already.
Ah. Yes. But, Quellen on,
Yeah, Quellen Alderleaf.
Yes. Did she speak to you about Carp at all?
I do not believe so, no.
Carp has been known to dabble in things that are way above his age. Well, I don't know much about the Red Brand's locations. Perhaps Carp would, if you could convince him with maybe a sweet or a toy to tell you things that he's seen. I wish I could be of more help.
Well, you've been helpful.
You've helped more than enough.
And you said you knew nothing about the Kragmas?
Are you referring to the Kragma? Those
It's a group of...
castle?
Well, yes, the castle is what we're looking for. The Kragma are a group of bandits that were operating in your area. We cleared out a nest of them on our way here, but they're the ones who took their employer, and in theory, they did take him to their castle, so that's what we're trying to find information about.
The Red Braids have been much of a preoccupation for me. I do not know much about the location of Kragma itself. I am aware of some of their dastardly dealings. They're to the south, I believe. There was maybe an outpost.
That's what we dealt with on the way here.
Yes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that's something that I would not know. There are far more knowledgeable people here and contacts, of course.
Would you perhaps be able to direct us towards some of those people?
I could certainly ask around on your behalf.
That would be greatly appreciated. We are currently at the Stonehill Inn.
Yes, yes, I will definitely remember some of you more than others. I will find you at the inn after I have asked about.
Thank you, sister.
May fortune find you. And she'll walk off.
Well, she was nice.
Absolutely.
So, we've learned nothing about what we actually wanted to learn about, but we've learned that this town is full of people with problems.
Sounds like if we help these people with their problems, they might be able to help us more.
Well, that's usually how it goes, isn't it? You scratch their back, they scratch yours.
Definitely.
Could even the Red Brands themselves be aware of Kragma?
I wouldn't be surprised. One group of thugs is normally aware of the competition. They might even be why Kragma is not actually operating in the town specifically, because Red Brands seem to have it rather nice here, whereas the Kragmas were, well, they were in a cave. I mean, I know orcs like caves, but
They also could have been in. But on top of that, though, even if orcs like caves, the amount of loot they had in such a cave was very little compared to what would be gained from thugs within a city.
yeah. And they're certainly not above, say, raiding the town and sacking it.
And if they haven't done that yet, then it means that either some type of agreement was made, or they were overpowered in some way.
Well, I think we've probably killed enough time at this point, so we can probably head back to the inn, check in with Sildar, and then maybe go, figure it out from there.
Definitely.
And nothing else, I figure we've asked enough questions about them at this point. Somebody will probably have mentioned that we're looking for them.
Which might lead to us finding us, which would also be somewhat useful.
Yeah.
Give me one moment, I'll be right back.
And I also, when we get back to the inn, I did pick up a couple more people that could use our help this morning before you guys got out of bed. So I can add those to our map.
Yeah, that would definitely be helpful.
My best guess is Mr. What is his name? Mr. Alderleaf. Alluded to the fact that there is a druid operating in the area. They're usually pretty in tune with the land, so they might be able to help us find the Kragmaw hideout.
Definitely.
And he gave me at least an idea of where to look for said druid.
Especially with a castle just out in the middle of nowhere. Druid wouldn't like that anyways.
Yeah. There's also some old ruins in the area, apparently, that somebody's been poking around, which might be alluding to our spell forge or whatever it was called.
True.
So we have two, semi-decent leads. In addition to what they've given us. Alright.
No, no offense to your lost boss, but it certainly sounds like there are larger things afoot here.
Yeah, and our lost boss is somehow at least related to the Spellforge, so
I'm about to say,
anything leading towards that will probably lead towards him.
I'd say, from what you told us about the Spellforge, yeah, that sounds like everything, I mean, the bandits in the area are probably unrelated, but...
Or at least some of them, guaranteed.
Well, no, they took your boss, so yeah, they're probably looking for it because they probably want to make some coin off it. So yeah, it sounds like it all might be connected.
Yeah. Hey, maybe he's just been captured and he's being nicely fed in the hopes of being useful. Or they're fattening on like a pig.
Well, assuming the Kragmaws are orcs like the ones we were, as well, like the ones we ran into earlier, and not something else, they're not exactly well known for treating their prisoners well.
But that one before we attacked him did mention something about trying to use us to attack the other guy, if I recall.
Yeah, the one you guys brutally ice picked and just pummeled.
Yeah, the guy that we had
I assume he
held
was
in place.
You guys taking on his chief, yeah?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
And would that be the guy that messed you guys up in the other cave, or you think that's somebody else?
I honestly, the chieftain was the guy that was in the other cave. That was not. He was not fun to fight for some people. I had a blast. I haven't had a good fight in a long time.
Alright, well, why don't we head back to the inn? We can grab some lunch and plot our next move on this handy-dandy map.
Handy-dandy map of doom.
Oh, that's cute. I didn't know it did that.
What?
It's letting me see the rooms.
Yeah, I think it'll.
It's got the fog of war on, so
yeah.
I can't see into them. But if I'm aware of it.
Yeah. That's the advanced fog of war allowings for soft fog.
Well, I mean, I've never been in there. That's why I was like, oh, that's cute. I thought it only did that if I'd actually been inside.
Well, remember at the time it was shared vision.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to be standing awkwardly next to the table.
So do you wear that thing all the time, or?
I don't. You see me not wear it several times.
Well, just the once, but you almost immediately put it back on.
I mean, I guess a good way to look at it is it's a symbol of my status, and it's a lot better that people think of me as a knight than think of me as what I am. Especially inside of the Republic. Maybe not so much here.
I suppose that's fair. Though, I mean, if we have things like, half giants and stuff walking around, they might be able to handle your weight.
That wouldn't bother me. It'd be entertaining.
I'm at the chair. I mean, if you want to stand, you can.
Oh, chair-wise? That... I don't think half giants weigh as much as this armor.
Don't know. Up to you. Unroll the map on a table, get out some of that, dungeoneering chalk, so we can doodle on it without messing it up.
Gotcha.
Because we don't have dry erase markers in this universe. I assume Koto doesn't want to waste mana prestidigitating all over the map.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just kind of looking at the map, seeing what's up.
I was, with, GM permission, I was thinking maybe making a survival check, possibly with advantage if somebody wants to help me, or if somebody actually has proficiency in survival and wants to make a check at advantage with help somebody else basically plot a route. Since we know where we need to go for these different side quests, and, see if we can plot an efficient route for them.
Okay.
I'm not proficient in survival, but I'm very wise. So I'd be willing to try to help with that.
Like, I know the player knows the cat is proficient, but I don't think we trust the cat to use the map. So,
the cat might tear out the map, given that we don't know the cat talks yet.
And any advantage the cat would get for his survival proficiency aided would be negated by the fact he doesn't have thumbs and thus can't wield the chalk.
Unless he just starts pawing at wherever a line, basically.
What does the cat need to do?
We have a map. We were talking about plotting a route, which would probably be a survival check. So if the cat wants to help us plot a route, and somebody else do the drawing, we can do that. Or the rest of us can handle it.
Give me about 2 minutes, and I'll be actually able to join as well.
Okay. So Brian, do you want to do a survival check at advantage, or should one of us do it?
I can do it at advantage.
Okay, so I guess I'll draw and the cat will point, so that way his advantage is not negated.
Sure.
Which means I'm assisting, I guess.
As you and I are both assisting, which, we only get advantage once, but...
because you have 2 people assisting and you have a really good map, with the advantage roll, I will give you a +2 onto the roll in addition to the advantage.
You advantage +2.
Okay.
Now, plus you have the druid.
At this point, we have the druid.
And survival is wisdom, right?
Survival is what?
Wisdom?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. That will put me at 28.
The old, well-ruined.
And you have me here now.
Okay.
Wait, you said +2, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
30.
What was that?
30.
30.
Excellent.
She has the fairy falls as every all the sides are 6. That's what I have to with silvers. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. So we got a Banshee, we got Druid in the Ruined Village.
What is the druid?
Banshee, and we got the
Okay. By looking at the map, the druid, according to Kenshi, was located was last heard to be heading towards, rather, the Thunder Tree, which is just west of the large woods, but it's 50 miles northwest of Fandalin, according to the map.
I mean, that's confusing.
So chop it up.
The next thing I would think of is,
So what are we trying to do exactly?
We've picked up a couple side quests that might provide leads to looking for your boss.
Okay.
So right now we're looking at the map and trying to plot out a route.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna use all
I'm talking about that.
We know one of the quests is 50 miles from here.
Yeah.
and what is the next one?
The orc one for the Wyvern Tour is just around south the northeast of you. Because it was around the Sword Mountains. The next closest place would be the the ruin that that was being investigated. Just north of that is Conbury, which is a direct route into where Agatha should be. Further west of that, again, 50 miles from where you are, is Thunder Tree, which is where the druid should be. Because the orc base seems to be operating around somewhere north-ish of the Sword Mountain.
So it looks like it would be orcs, then the well, then the ghost, and then the druid.
Yeah, though if you go in from Conbury, you'd be cutting through the forest to get there.
Yeah.
Another thing we could do is, given that we are looking for a druid, and we know the direction the druid last went, it could be beneficial to go straight to the druid first, because the other areas are locations. The druid is a person who's moving.
So you're thinking, well, the druid was last heard of near Thunder Tree, which is north of us.
And if the druid was to leave that area...
So you're thinking head north to Thunder Tree and then catch the others on the way back instead of on the way to them?
Yeah, because I think if the druid for some reason decides to go somewhere else, it'd take us even longer to find the druid.
There's a time factor. Even if he is doing research, there's no guarantee that he wouldn't just give up or find whatever he was looking for.
Okay, in which case, heading there now, we might catch him on the way back.
Yeah.
Or on the way there if we're somehow faster than him.
Okay, there's a logic to that. Alright, so I guess north to Thunder Tree, and then, swing around to the east back towards Fendalen.
To the east.
That would definitely work.
Let's see, 1 hex is 5 miles. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're looking at about 60 miles journey. Which, according to this thing the GM is not using right now.
I actually have mini screens of my own there. I didn't realize that was right there, actually.
That's 2 to 3 days journey, depending on how fast we're traveling.
That would definitely work. And that's just to go to the Thunder Tree?
Yeah.
And then probably another 2 or 3 days going through the woods to Conbury.
Yeah. I'd say this circuit is probably going to be, easily a week, maybe a week 2.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, this is not cover travel time. Okay, I will need to use that.
That's one of the many things they added to the Reincarnated. This is the original 5th edition GM screen was considered a joke. The Reincarnated one fixes a lot of the problems.
And it'd just be the same amount of travel in either direction, but we covered a time-sensitive thing first at least.
I mean, yeah, I'm all for going for the druid.
Okay. I guess that means we're going to want to stop and stores, probably refresh on provisions. Because I know we can partially live on the land, but we might want to stock up on, I don't know, things like vegetables or spices.
Yeah.
I already got you there. I have my stuff.
I mean, we all have travel rations, but I assume we'd want something a little bit fresher than that if we can get away with it.
I'm all for fresher veggies.
I'm a soldier. I take what I can eat.
I will need to open this as needed.
I can rearrange a little bit for you if you want.
But I definitely agree. I think fresh food wouldn't be too horrible of an idea.
Oh, gotcha.
You want to be able to move any later? Can you get the time? Can you still hold on?
This is really nice.
Yes, it is. Well, then after Sildar finally gets in here and we talk to him, I guess provision shopping. Do we want to, possibly, finish this Red Brand issue for the town before we go, since we're going to be gone for a couple weeks?
A what?
Oh, well, about a week.
Yeah, well, it's a week, we're guessing a week, 1 to 2 weeks, depending.
What are we solving?
Do we want to deal with the Red Brands, those guys that have been roughing up the town while we're here, as opposed to doing Yeah, before we leave?
Yeah, we can do that. That's definitely worth doing.
Coming in through the doors
Or they do something worse.
is Sildar. Ah! Good, you were here. Good. Okay. Well, I have done the extra talking I spoke of. And how are all of you doing, by the way? Good day so far?
So far, yeah, we've discovered the town is very troubled with various degrees of issue.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'll be needing to add to it. Whew.
Have a seat, man. Take a drink.
He'll wave over a server. Water and bread? Server will nod. Yes, sir. Since I'm here, does any of you want any extra refreshments?
Yeah, top me off with another juice, would you?
Okay. Would
Juice, nectar, whatever you guys have.
would the pet enjoy a saucer?
I look at Tibbs and I say, sure.
He'd also like some fish.
Wait, are you trying to figure out what do I need?
Yeah.
As far as provisions?
They offered you soft
That's it. The barkeep is offering you food.
I recall
I'll take some milk.
I recall there being...
My character ate breakfast, so I'm just gonna stick with milk for the time being.
Okay.
I recall there being fish requested a couple times yesterday. I could check our stores. There's been several.
No,
orders
saucer and milk is just fine.
Okay.
Or broth of saucer, whichever is easier.
Oh, kittens love milk. I'll see if we have any. Someone stops or she'll hurry on. Well. When he gets his water, he'll start drinking it and munching on the bread. Okay. I have gotten little concerning concerning specifics on the Kragmas for our wayward employer. I was able to narrow it down to being somewhat adjacent to the Tribor Trail versus, say, out in the mountains or somewhere. So that's at least a decent narrower area to look in.
It is, and we have to go that way anyway for some of these other things that we've been asked to do, so we can scout the area while we're out there.
Oh. If I didn't know any better, I would say one of you is a follower of Tremora with all that serendipity going on.
No, but we did make a healthy donation at her temple while we were here.
I guess even gods can be bribed.
I wouldn't call it a bribe. It's too harsh.
Yeah. No. On a more serious note, I had recently heard one of my allies, Yarno Albrecht, had vanished, which I'm hoping does not mean killed, around the Transcendar Manor about 2 months ago. If he's still alive, I would certainly like him to be rescued.
I know.
If timing for all of your deeds permits.
Do you know where he needs to be? You said he was missing, so you don't know where he needs to be rescued from.
He was a handful of months ago, 2 months ago. According to the townsfolk, he disappeared around Trissendar Manor.
And that is in town here. Yes, looks at the map.
It is. I recall it being on top of a hill nearby.
Because I always felt that she should always be in that shape.
Pulling out your map.
How much cheap?
Yarno is a short, robustly dark, bearded man in his 30s. Dear friend of mine, practices the arcane arts, which I swear every time he tries to explain it to me, my eyes just glaze over.
Okay.
Please let me know if this is beyond your ability to handle at the moment, and
No.
I can go and search myself if need be. But all of you are more equipped than me at the moment.
No. That's in town. We can do at least do a clue check before leaving. Might give us a lead. Everything's going towards the Tribor Trail, so nothing else might give us a lead, and indicating the Tribor Trail, and
Everything seems to be tied to that, from what you've been saying. It is a major trade road, so
yeah. So yeah, we can do a clue check before we leave town.
No problem with that whatsoever.
yes. I will continue searching then for the Wave Echo Cave and things concerning that. If the Spellforge is still a concern, that is.
I assume it's still a concern, considering that's where your mutual employer seems to be caught up in.
No. I know they have stake in this. If you're still with the mongooses, then I thank you.
Sorry, this makes me laugh every time that everyone in game says something like that.
Well, I presume that's the moniker that you're.
Yeah, that's totally what the moniker is.
I didn't think that was just a meta thing.
No, just a chuckle.
I thought it was a meta thing, but okay, if that's your official title.
I'm rolling with it. It works.
I'm a cat. I don't have to say.
Unless Eric objects.
I don't object.
I just hope it doesn't become the official name when the parties merge.
I don't object, but I'm not going to say I 100% agree with it. Because
Well, again, we'll have an opportunity to change it at the end of this module when we become an official party.
I prefer the ferret.
Fighting ferrets.
Ferret, not weasel.
Same paper.
why not just do a mink then?
Well, ferret sounds cool.
I know, mongooses are pretty badass.
No, we gotta be the honey badger.
I was about to say.
Badger.
I heard honey badgers have the ability to not care to such an extreme that people, in fact, do not want to attack them.
The world may never know.
Honey Badger, CR20 monster.
In addition to all of that, I do have a gift for you for saving me in the caves. And it's certainly something you did not have to do. My contacts here have been able to procure a cart, a wagon that they have no use for. Rather, there's not enough manpower to make it effectively useful to my friends, anyway. So I recommended that I could take it off of their hands and bequeath it to you.
Well, that'll certainly come in handy for the long trip ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, I figured
But-
supplies.
Don't we already have a wagon?
No, it was their wagon. You turned it in.
That's
and you
right.
took it in the supply.
That is right.
And as the GM, I can tell you, you didn't have this wagon.
I just wanted to make sure, like,
That is
Was it
not our
ours?
wagon.
You had a cargo wagon.
Yes, I'm aware that a wagon is not the most gold value of items that adventurers such as yourselves are accustomed to, but it's
And it's worth about 40 gold pieces, so that's nothing to sneeze at. At least assuming it's anything akin to a normal wagon.
I'm sure you'll be quite impressed with it once you see it. Whew. Well, so many things to do today. Is there anything I should keep an ear out for while I'm out and about for you?
Well, you're already looking for the crag moths, but do you hear anything concerning useful intel regarding the red brands? I mean, they're on our to-do list before leaving town also.
No. I did hear that they were rather tall and humans, which makes me tend to believe maybe a band of unusually organized berserkers or barbarians. Of course, they're not much of a barbarian if they're near urban environments. Just a word of warning. I would expect them to be incredibly sturdy. And, Zariah, I suggest you, in this case, keep your cat close by so they don't just pick him up and throw him into a cauldron of soup or something.
That'd be kind of entertaining to watch, but yeah, no, I'll make sure he doesn't wander too far.
I'll say, Tibbs' eyes will kind of open up wide, with the idea of, why does everyone want to eat me?
Speaking of food, your saucer of milk arrives. Speaking of food, your saucer of milk arrives.
Okay. The look of worry goes away as he just kind of face plants into the milk. And just kind of comes up with an entirely soaked vase of milk.
Okay.
That was dignified.
I'll say his face is just kind of down in the milk and bubbles are coming up.
Really, Tibbs? Really?
Tibbs like his milk.
He likes his cream.
Yeah. It's okay because I'm a cat. Therefore, it's not an innuendo.
You guys still there?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just got quiet.
Yeah, well, people were kind of talking. is the plan for you guys to have some lunch and then check out the manor?
Yeah, though apparently now we have to pick up a wagon, too.
Pick up a wagon, check out a manor, go to a tree, then go to a town
With the
to
manor
find a
being,
ghost.
With the manor being so nearby, I guess what the wagon when you guys leave town.
We can do that way, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely works for me. That's logical.
If you guys are wanting a decent lunch, it'll just be 5 silver.
Okay.
Sweet. And if I recall, one electrum is like 5 silver.
Something like that.
Whereas, that's right, because 2 electrum is worth 1 gold. So yeah. I will keep paying an electrum until I run out of electrum.
You and your friggin' electrum. Alright. Well. So, do we want to hunt red brands first, or just head up to the manor?
I mean, we could head to the manor. We might find the red brands there.
I was about to say, see if we encounter the red brands all along the way.
Alright.
I mean, when you say fight the red brands, do you want me to apprehend them, or do you want just the other option?
Honestly, given how intimidated the magistrate is, do you really think he'd actually bother holding them?
Fair point. The answer to that is definitely probably going to be a no.
I mean, I'm not one for senseless killing, but I don't think the law can be trusted here to actually keep them in place.
True. When there's one of these types, there's usually more of them that help each other out.
True.
Upside, it is literally just down the street.
Very true. That'd be amazing. To just head down the street and deal with that now. Fear me while I go grab a monster, I might become talkative. But yeah, sounds like we're all taking a lovely stroll to the manor.
I stealth. Let me roll for stealth. One moment, please.
Are you no? Just so I'm aware, are you stealthing on the way there, or are you going to start stealthing when you get closer?
I'm gonna start stealthing the entire way.
I'm gonna check for traps.
Okay.
It's in the town, guys.
Since she's stealthing towards the initial journey to the manor, she will be lagging behind a bit if people move at normal pace.
I'm gonna check for traps.
On the way there?
Yes.
We're in town.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were walking
No, we're in
through...
town.
Oh, never mind that. Sorry, I thought we were walking through the woods.
Dirt road has pebbles in it. They pose a threat.
Alright, I rolled a 23. For my stealth.
I look at Kenshi and I just go ask him, do you want to just go for a walk and see what's up there?
Well, it's not like there's a lot of cover to hide in without looking really suspicious. So
Yeah.
I was just gonna run. I was thinking my stuff would be me just running along the roofs. But
Well, I mean, if you look at the town, there's not a lot of roofs between here and the manor.
Yeah, you're literally going up a
I'm not
hill.
on roll. Hey, I'm not on roll 20 yet, so no, I
Fair
cannot
enough.
see that.
Yeah, the roofs get you about halfway there, then it's open terrain.
Oh, well then never mind.
But yeah, I'm down for a very enthusiastic walk.
I will.
As long as we're not killing virgins, I'm up for that as well.
I will hop on. I will hop on Crib's shoulder.
I'm not going to complain. In all honesty, I probably would have noticed unless he jumped from a good distance and had force behind him.
Probably jumping off the ground onto your shoulder.
Then I definitely would have noticed that.
I'll
I
say.
don't think I would.
I would
Wearing
hope
power
that,
armor.
hope that you notice a cat in your peripheral vision on your shoulder. Or you feel like a tail wrap around the side of your head.
Okay, that I would notice.
As I proceed to take a quick nap as we go there.
I'm on my horse. Well, we're in town still, so I guess I can't ride my horse. Never mind.
Do you actually have your own horse?
Yeah, I bought it. It's on my sheet.
I don't have your sheet memorized.
It has a mount. Because I couldn't afford a flying carpet.
I didn't get a carpet, so I got the next best.
Yep.
My horse.
Everyone in having mounts, I walk everywhere.
I don't have
Doesn't
a
have a mount.
Crazy.
Kenshi doesn't have a mount. I think Sarah's actually the only one who has a mount. Sierra has a horse, but she uses it as a pack animal.
Well, I mean, mine carries both, so...
Well, yeah, but if you want to use it as a pack animal, you have to buy the pack saddle. Otherwise...
I did!
Okay, so yeah, it's not a mount, it's a pack animal.
Well, I bought saddle bags, so...
Well, saddle bags are not a pack animal. That's just bags on the saddle.
I say,
I'd say there is a difference.
the pack animal is like, like the, those scenes where you see them piled up with bedrolls and stuff like that.
Usually seen on like a donkey or something.
Yeah.
Like a good example would be if you want to look at World War I history, pictures of donkeys carrying artillery ammunition up the side of a mountain.
Yeah, that's like you have riding saddles and then you have cargo saddles.
But onwards to the manor in a very enthusiastic walk.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna leave my horse at the inn until we come back.
Okay, it just means I need to update the campsite map so they have 2 horses instead of 1.
Yeah, go. They're people, like, note your existence. If you nod, there is a... small boy that, as you are walking, will come over and, with the end of some kind of fruit, attempt to draw on the side of Crib's armored plated leg.
I'm not going to stop the kid, but I'm not stopping to walk.
Okay. And the kid will scurry off.
I have nothing to say against this.
Where's the
Not yet.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, as you get...
You know what? Being liked by little kids is better than having them throw stones.
As you guys get closer to the embankment, you're not specifically seeing anything overt, though the embankment is rather tall. So from the route, from the road, you're not seeing anyone at the gate or anything, so to speak.
I mean, if it looks abandoned, I have a plan to break things down.
Oh, as you guys get closer, and since Jiraiya was mentioning stealth earlier, since you are closer, you can roll some stealth if you'd like.
I'll roll some. Yeah, I'll just keep the stealth roll that I rolled earlier.
Okay, could you remind me of what that number was?
23.
Okay.
see. Place is believed abandoned, but dude went missing there.
Sounds kind of suspicious.
So, yeah, I'll at least attempt to stealth. And I have the stealthy feet, which, even if I move, between 10 feet, I'm hidden by the time I get to the next spot.
Okay. Does it also allow you to move at normal speed?
No.
Okay.
I can only move half speed, but I'm allowed to go through 10 feet of open terrain without losing my hidden.
Gotcha.
Would you guys like me to just be a distraction?
No, because we don't know what's going on, so we don't know if we need a distraction yet.
I mean, do you want me to really try to hide in this? That's my question.
It'd be nice if you made the attempt, but if you fail, I won't hold it against you.
Okay, I can attempt to. I mean, if I wasn't wearing the armor, this would be no problem. I just want to make sure that you understand this isn't exactly subtle. Doop, 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 doo.
Oh, I understand armor is not stealthy, that's why I don't wear it.
I'm normally not the type of person to be stealthy, so...
So nice having SP again.
Why did this happen?
What happened?
It's so nice having SP again.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Why did this happen?
Is there an armor
to
check
me?
penalty? In 5th edition?
What?
Is there an armor check penalty in 5th edition? I can't remember.
Some armors provide disadvantage to stealth.
I don't recall if this one does. I don't think it does.
One second. I do not believe it does. I want to say that's the advantage of it over male advantage.
I'll roll it a second time just to make sure. I got the same number. Okay.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'd say it doesn't matter.
Doop-doop-doop-doo. I guess this is the benefit of having a very high dex from being a monk.
Yeah.
Now let's see. What's that? That's how I stealth guys in a power armor. I'm just gonna moonwalk.
That is awesome.
Or I'll be Hermes and do the limbo while moonwalking.
Okay. So, creeping closer, going up along the trail, the building proper will come in sight. It looks rather dilapidated. There are areas of the roof and walls that have collapsed through battle and wear. No real maintenance. It looks really shoddy. You're not seeing any kind of patrols or anything. If this were like some sort of evil lair or anything like that.
You said there's
at least not at a glance.
You said there's signs of damp battle damage.
Like old battle damage.
As I remember, Kodo told us this town kind of got wrecked back in the day when the Spell Forge was still a thing.
Yeah, that's right. I guess this is a relic of the village, then.
Yeah. It doesn't look like there's any guards or anything, but if people are disappearing around here, then there has to be something.
I can go take a look inside.
I mean, the place is abandoned. I mean, I could just walk up there. We could just go up there and see what happens.
Is anyone good at, like, are there any footprints or anything?
Oh, who's good at tracking?
That would be Sierra's here.
We're looking for perception, I believe, to find footprints, and then survival to interpret them.
I can find them.
Hi, I have wisdom, so I can kind of do this. Don't ask me to be proficient at it, though.
Well, you could assist Sarah and give her advantage.
That would definitely work.
Alright.
And while you're doing that, I will keep watch to make sure nothing jumps us while you're staring at the ground.
Perception is roll right now because I remember that off the top of my head.
Survival to,
It's perception to find, survival to interpret.
Okay.
It's like if you're trying to track someone, it's survival. But since we're just trying to see if there are any footprints right now, we can do it with perception or investigation.
Perception is 35. And I have no idea what my survival is, so I can't get to that right now.
It would be the same modifier. The only difference is if you're proficient in it or not.
Oh, it's the same modifier?
They're both
'cause
wisdom.
Oh, okay.
So if you're not proficient in survival, it is just your wisdom bonus.
And I get an advantage, which is awesome. 16. So
Okay.
19.
Looking around, you
19 for survival.
you definitely spot footprints in the ground. On the ground, rather. Rather recent ones, actually. From what you can tell by the impressions. Knowing what you're looking for, these somewhat weighty imprints in the ground, like a being of more mass than an average human would have had to have been leaving these impressions. Keeping yourself going from tree to tree, since this place is deserted, the grass is kind of tall, so being crouched to use cover of the really tall grass. Your tail maybe occasionally raptor flicking above the above the grass where you pull it in, but fortunately you know you are not seen. Kenshi, you looking out, aside from ravens, which may or may not be bad luck depending on your personal beliefs, are the only threat in the area that you can currently see.
Ah, ravens.
These heavy-set footprints, which you can tell. Can you roll 19? Yeah, you can tell that on 19. Looks barefoot, like they're wearing boots or sandals, whomever these people are. But these footprints lead to a stone staircase just off of what was formerly a rather dazzling kitchen.
Does it go down? Does it go up?
It goes down. Yeah, Zariah, this is what you find. Unless you're going to go down the stairwell, in which case, let me know.
Could I roll a insight?
I'm gonna come back and report before I go down.
Okay.
Can I roll an insight, since I was assisting her in finding all of these, on the type of footprint it is? Like, what kind of humanoid it is?
I think that would be investigation, because you're trying to determine stuff via clues.
Dude, it's gonna go horribly. It goes super horribly. I don't know. I'll say that now. The total is a 3, and I have a modifier of 2.
Okay.
So I rolled a nat 1. I crit failed.
The footprints have an appropriate number of toes.
Damn.
They're probably human.
I tried.
Zariah, if you'd like, you could make a roll yourself for that. If it's something
Yeah,
like
one moment.
So what?
One moment.
Okay. So official over there.
I don't know what my bonus is for that, so I'm going to keep
Your
rolling.
intelligence.
Intelligence, so 10.
Roll a 10.
So you flat roll. If you're not proficient, you don't get a D8. And I assume because I rolled, I don't get to assist her.
Yeah, because you rolled, you were focused on trying to figure it out yourself. Okay, from what you can tell from these footprints and like their impressions, your guess is that the way it's distributed on is from muscle versus say fat, but you're not sure what race this person is. Most likely a human or particularly strong elf or halfling.
Okay.
Kodo say, well, if you found a stairwell, I guess we go down.
That would be the obvious, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I hope
I'll
everyone.
get first detecting for traps.
I hope everyone can see.
This time, let's keep you within 30 feet.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Well, 35 feet. That way, we don't get caught, but we're still in range if you need us.
Okay, marching order.
Me first.
Obviously, Zariah is going to be first. So second traps.
I will be in the middle or in the back.
I was saying we probably should put you in the back as the potentially loudest.
Here's my next question: who's providing light? Because Crib does not see well.
Well, first of all,
in
let's
darkness.
see if you need light. If you do need light, I can provide it. Or you can just light a torch yourself, and we'll just wedge it into a plate somewhere in your armor. Actually, do we want to do that when we come back up later while we're in town? Get the blacksmith to put like a bracket in the back of your armor?
Look, not even like a bracket, just like get a lantern on the shoulder.
Well, I was thinking a lantern on the shoulder would work. I was just thinking like a loop to slide a torch in.
Nah. It has to look like a fancy, it has to be like the Fallout helmet lamp. It's going to be anything. Like that kind of bullseye lantern kind of style on the shoulder pad. That's what I would go for.
Okay, I believe it would be. What was it? Investigation to figure out the trap, and perception to find it.
Perception finds it, and then investigation to understand it, or just a thieves' tools check to disarm it.
Gotcha. So, okay, perception roll for you, Zariah. I'm still getting used to fifth again.
Right, that, up there.
I'm used to laptops just cutting on when you open them.
Well, I actually turned off my computer.
Weird.
It's perception, right? Detect trap?
Yep.
Okay.